Oh! Oh! Oh, have a look at this! What's up guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. If you're new to the channel, a big warm welcome. If you're an old moldy beanie like this one, welcome back. Today we are hiking into a super remote gully to look for gold that is reported to be historically quite big in my area. But there was one thing I wasn't expecting today, and that's water. This gully has been notoriously difficult to prospect. In fact, over the last 3 years, I've probably only been here maybe a dozen times, simply because in summer there are far too many brown and red belly snakes out and about, and with how far out I am, I doubt if I got bitten I'd make it back out. And generally speaking, in winter there's no water. But it's made a liar out of me, because apparently there's plenty of it. Which means I'm gonna have to come back with a mini high banker and actually put a bulk sample through. Finally, after 3 years. Now the gold up this gully is big. Over those 12 or so times that I've come up here prospecting, it's been incredibly hard to find any gold at all. But when you do find a bit, it makes Nugget Gully look like flour gold. All my biggest bits have come from this creek, and it's been a serious, hard amount of work. Not only because of what goes on in summer and the lack of water in winter, but the ground here is so hot. It is ridiculously off the hook for metal detectors. It is really difficult to get any low range metal detector to work on this ground. But we might have something that fixes that. We're using the SDC 2300 today, and after a little bit of experimentation, that thing can handle this sort of ground, no worries at all. Target. So we're in this really tight gully, and we've got a lot of exposed bedrock coming out with some pretty decent crevices in them. And I came up to this part. Now I love seeing bedrock that's smashed up like this. It's a perfect place to trap gold, and if you listen, it's very quiet. So we've got a little tiny signal somewhere in there. So we'll scratch it out and see what we can find. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, 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 have a look at this. So I just scratched this side of the crevice out. I got a little bit of dirt out of there, and you heard it. I can see gold. Whoa. Look at that. What a piece. What a piece. Just sitting in that crevice. There we go. She's really flat. Like, that's why it worked its way down there. You can see how thin it is. But that is a nice bit of gold. That is a nice bit of gold. And what a response from the machine. Awesome. This is a fantastic start to that grizzly. We might have peaked too early. You really don't want to peak too early, otherwise you end up with nothing for the rest of the day. We've got a nice strong response here. It's probably going to be a bit of trash, but it isn't a bank slump. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see of this. You can see on on this side, there's a sort of a ridge that runs along the whole length of this bend, and there's a slump of dirt, and it's in that slump. So with a little bit of luck, maybe it's a bit of gold the old timers left me. I bet it's a 22 shell. Yeah, I have no idea what this is. Let's wash it. Alright, that was very confusing. This is actually a piece of iron that's so old that it's got rocks stuck in it. We've got a pretty faint response just in this gravel here. So we'll see what that is. This is bedrock just here. The signal is hard up against the bottom of that bedrock. It goes in an L shape. So what I'm going to do is take a pan of dirt. Now, I'm going to look for two things. If there's lots of sharp gold, it's a bit of reef. That's a far outside bet. But if there's bits of rust and iron, I know it's a bit of iron and I can leave it. So, let's pan it. And that's the bit of gold that came out of that hole. I don't believe that's our target signal though. So we're gonna have to keep digging until we find whatever's in that damn deep, muddy, dank pit. Well, I found it. It's another bit of that encrusted iron stuff. Look at that. It is just conglomerate all over a very old piece of steel. That's just another bit of that iron that I found earlier. As I get up higher, I'm starting to find more of these sort of things, just little structures that were put in here by the old timers. He said it's a very nice, neat stack of rock, probably for a little bit of a retaining wall for whatever they were doing in on this corner. What do you reckon about all the rusty gold we're finding today, mate? How much more of the creek should we do? I decided this is an ideal time to take a break between these two forks because there's a confluence here of two creeks. That's a perfect place to check for gold. So if you've got two unknown streams, we know 100% that one of them carries gold, so this one, and maybe this one carries gold. Well, what we do is we come to the center line of it and we take a test pan. So I found some bedrock just here, followed it in, and I scraped up a pan's worth of dirt. And check out the gold that we pulled. That is a really good pan. These pieces are coarse. These gullies are renowned for their big gold. I'm not 100% which one I'm meant to take at this stage, but I'm going to go up this one. But for now, that is a good thing to keep me motivated. Man, I haven't even found a shotgun pellet yet. I think we did peak too early. We found a bit of gold, and now the gold god's like, nah, that's enough for you today. No more. Well, I have officially walked a lot. We've done 10 stories and 4,500 steps since getting to this beautiful gully. I've dug a heap of trash, a couple of nails, tons of bullets. By the end of today, it's been 4 hours worth of detecting. It's been bullet after bullet after bullet. And other than the first bit of gold we got, we didn't find anything. But who cares? Because we got a bit of gold. There is our one and only bit of gold for the day. But man, is it nice. It's very flat. Like it's paper thin. It's not a huge fat slug of gold. But it is a good start today. I'm going to guess it's probably a 0.1 or thereabouts. And for the SDC, that makes 2 days out with it with 2 nuggets. I got day 1, the specimen, and day 2, that little picker. So awesome unit, absolutely monstrous unit. And this is in an area that I've used detectors before, and I've tried to get them to balance out, but nothing holds as steady as this. And I think that's why I found that bit of gold, because where I found that bit of gold is about as far up the system as I'd ever been with a detector. And I know I detected over that little section of bedrock before, and that wasn't there. So it either moved in afterwards, which is a distinct possibility, or now I can hear it. So that's me gold for the day, and that's my lead. As you can see, I've got a much higher lead to gold ratio, but hey, I'll still take that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notified of all the videos that I've got coming up on the SDC, sluicing, gold panning, crevicing, and everything to do with that shiny yellow metal. All right, guys, until next time, peace, and we're out. And on the next episode, we're going to be finding giant, massive, real gold nuggets next to dog poop in my backyard. It's just that easy.